I just wanted to come out here because I wanted to reassure the public. It seems that it appears that there's been maybe a perception of an increase in crime. There have been some high-profile cases, and so they ask, well, what are we doing? Well, we've asked the officers out there, patrol officers, to increase their visibility in patrol, make sure their blue lights are on, to get out there, interact with the public, talk to the public, find out, what's going on. I can assure you that we did pull the stats, and there really hasn't been a big increase in crime overall. It just is more, I believe, just people's perceptions because of social media. One area that we have seen an increase in, and I'm going to ask Major Ozeki to talk a little bit about it, is that we have seen increases in the number of crimes involving firearms, and that is very problematic to us and very worrisome.
It's not like it's something that suddenly appeared on the radar. It's a slow progression. The increases have been significant in our eyes because they're about 20% is what we're looking at. We need to remind people that a lot of times, specifically with cases involving firearms, we do run into a significant amount of these cases where they're not real firearms, or it's perceived that they're not real firearms. So we don't really know the scope or extent to which firearms are being used. Our suspicion is a lot of these firearms are not actual firearms. We still treat these cases like they're actual firearms. And in terms of the criminal penalties, it's the same, but we don't know because we don't recover the firearms at that time. We've seen patterns like the ones that happened with the carjackings and such that happened previously. But it's hard to track these because a lot of times with these types of cases, we don't have a lot of information to work on because the descriptions are very vague. Just like the recent Waikiki robbery, there's almost no description that we have to be able to tie these. We can look at the mode of operation and we say it's similar, but in terms of actually identifying these as the same individuals, it gets very difficult.
We remain one of the safest big cities in the country. And as Chief Ballard knows, I ask her on a regular basis, are we still one of the safest big cities in the country? And she does her homework and goes back and looks at the statistics that the FBI has and confirms that we remain one of the safest big cities. Now, we're seeing an increase in violent crime in many cities around our country. And there's probably all kinds of reasons for that. And we see it ebb and flow through the decades. But within that ebb and flow, we are performing at a much higher rate, a much better rate than most other cities, all the other cities in the large category. And I believe it's because of the hard work of our officers of the Honolulu Police Department